What do you think, folks? You want some of that blueberry Christmas pie with the candy canes and stuff? Yeah. That it's just like it seems like everybody this year is making, or recently has been making, plus some kind of plus program. You got subscription channels. You got HBO. You got Disney. You got all these things. So it's just like, what would Ameriburger do? Again, if you're not familiar, Ameriburger is like my own little fake little thing where I can take shots at pretty much anything because Ameriburger's got their hands in everything. They own a town or a city. I don't know at this point. The airline at one point. All kinds of technological things. So anything that it's kind of like a McDonald's, Walmart, Amazon kind of thing going on, and it's just kind of omnipresent in these people's lives, in your life apparently. But they make some really interesting foods, and really interesting good ideas, and some really bad, interesting ideas. So anyway, that was the first of many Ameriburger ads. You will probably hear at some point me trying very hard to say nudity. I see, I just said it wrong again. Nudity, and then I couldn't say. I just couldn't say it. I don't know why. With the way I had it phrased in the book, in my book, not a book, script. I was trying to read the script, and just the way that phrase and sentence went, I kept on wanting to say it up. I kept on wanting to say nudity, and I kept on saying it, and it goes on for like probably 2 minutes, probably longer than the ad itself. But it's pretty good. So you'll probably hear that towards the end of the show, or end of the CD. I make these on CD too, so that's why I'm making them. So the first half, so disc 1. So I played a little bit of Talking Heads with Cities from Fear of Music. I wrote a book about Fear of Music this year. It was pretty good. One of those little 33 and a third kind of things. And Frank Black's Los Angeles Frank Black, of course, from the band The Pixies, and this is his solo stuff, and I think this is off his self-titled. Yes, it's self-titled first track off the self-titled Frank Black album. And the other guy, I'm not sure. Oh yeah, that's me. The Beacon Minute song is one of my song bursts. It's called Beacon, and you're gonna hear probably a couple of those too, because there's not been a lot going on this year music-wise. A lot of reissues and things. Haven't really been buying a lot of albums this year. Maybe I'm just getting old, and maybe it's because Corona, or it just seems like a lot of people that had the shot just didn't fulfill their shot for whatever reason. They had some hype, but Kanye had some hype with Donda, and didn't seem to deliver too well. I don't know. I didn't listen to it because it was like $20 for a download, and I don't want to pay like $16, $20 for a download. I like physical stuff if I'm going to pay that kind of money. Drake had an album that didn't seem to make a huge impact as much as his other stuff. Adele, Billie Eilish. I'm sure they still were doing really well, and got a lot of views and things. But when Hello came out, they made a sketch about it on Silent Live. And Bad Guy, it was kind of everywhere, and now there's not really much going on this year with that. And I can tell you, I see all these lists about best album of the year, best songs of the year, and you go, who, what, and maybe I'm just out of the loop and I'm old, but it's one of these things where there's no clear person this year, I think, and kind of a wide open race for that. And really the big things was Driver's License by that Olivia lady, and Olivia lady. I'm looking for this album by the Olivia lady. I don't know her last name right off, but the Disney star, the Olivia with the Driver's License, and that may just because they spam the heck out of it on when you watched YouTube when you had to pay for ads. You hear that little tag about Jamie Street. I can't sing it because YouTube. And Taylor Swift had some buzz earlier this month or two when she re-released her other old song, and it was 10 minutes long about Jake Gyllenhaal. Then it lasted like a week, but there's no big cultural thing, and I think that's just kind of the shame. There's no big albums, no, even the movies and even the TV shows and stuff. Just seems like culture's, like letting us down a little bit. There's not a lot of good stuff. I mean, there is. But I mean, when stuff it resonates with the culture, you hear about it. I mean, I didn't know nothing about Squid Game, and then all of a sudden everybody's talking about it. I'm going, what the heck's this Squid Game stuff? I still haven't seen it because I'm like the only person that is on Netflix. But one day. But the thing is that just this isn't, when things are hitting the culture, you hear about them, and I just haven't heard a lot about music, and it's sad. It's really kind of sad, really. So I've kind of taken it upon myself to make my own stuff, make some song bursts. I'll talk about that a little longer because I'm already talking quite a bit. It's one of these things where I just feel like the culture's kind of let us down a little bit, and I don't know what the best album is this year. I don't know. Don't know what the best song is. There wasn't really any, It's kind of a shame. So that's why I'm playing a lot of old stuff this year. I'm playing a lot of stuff, that I've listened to. I've listened to, like, 80s mixes and 90s mixes and stuff like that when I'm doing stuff on YouTube, online, and I have stuff on YouTube just listening, like, but recently listening to, like, all the MTV videos from the 80s. So, speaking of the 80s, good segue, Craig. I have a song. Next song we're going to play is a Christmas song because, it's Christmas or the holidays or whatever. So this is a song about, it's just recently found. It's by the Futureheads, which is a kind of a 2000s band. But this was a single by them called, I think, Christmas Was Better in the 80s. And I am old enough to remember that they were better in the 80s, which is sad. And so anyway, you can check out this Christmas song, and we're going to play some other stuff after that. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to play next. I got some ideas, but I got a whole bunch of CDs here, just tons of them that I picked out in the last couple hours. And over this week I've been thinking, writing stuff down. I really take quite a bit of thought in a short period of time. To put this together in the most lazily way possible, in a way, but I do it because I care, and I like this kind of stuff, even though it's stressful. So anyway, we're gonna play a little bit of this Futurehead song. Christmas Was Better in the 80s, and I notice I'm saying and them again. So if don't make it a drinking game because you'll be drunk very soon if you count every time I say or anyway and all those things. So. So anyway, that's another one. So without further ado, here is the Futureheads with Christmas Was Better in the 80s. Kind of was.